Hello and welcome to my podcast, Conversations with Cornelius, where I, Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan, discuss, chat and hypothesize on all things from fatherhood, marriage, comedy and everything else in between. From time to time, there will be special guests, but mostly it's going to be me and some regular contributors, including my main squeeze, Noelle Patricia O'Sullivan, aka the wife. So sit back, relax and enjoy Conversations with Cornelius. Hello ladies, hello gentlemen, hello people, hello humans, hello everybody, hello. My name is Cornelius and you are very welcome to another edition of Conversations avec Cornelius. I'm your host, Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan, and it is Sunday the 23rd of October, and the time is 19:24, not the year, the time on a 24-hour clock, so that's 7:24. I don't know, I'm kind of feeling a bit freaky. 24-hour clock. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer the 12-hour clock or the 24-hour clock? They're essentially the same thing. They're doing the same thing. They're telling you the time. But, apparently the 24-hour clock is more cerebral. It's more memorable by all accounts. But sometimes I get confused. I see 19 there now, and I'm like, oh, jeez, it's 25 past 9. But that's me. I am in the John Hume War Room. As I said, it's 25 past 7 on Sunday, the 23rd of October. And it is dark outside, so I cannot comment on the colour. It is navy. I cannot comment on the weather or the colour of the weather, which I like to do. All I can see now is just out my window is navy, dark, night time. And I am feeling, physically I'm feeling great. Mentally I'm feeling pretty decent. And spiritually I'm on top of my shit, players. So I am. Before I start this week's podcast, I want to give a shout out to Liam and Joan O'Connor, who came to the Cocoa Club this Saturday night. Mike Morgan was closing the show, and Liam and Joan live in Newtown, Chandram, which is only over the road here. Liam's originally from Mill Street and Joan from Castleines, and we had a great old chat. And they said that they came up especially Liam was saying this was something that they've been planning to do for ages, that he loves the podcast. He was on episode 80 and he's flying through it, and the plan was to come up. They have two small boys like myself and the Queen here, and they have someone in to mind them, and they were staying in the Kingsley, and they came to the Cocoa Club. It was Friday night, actually. It was Friday night. Kevin O'Sullivan was headlining. Mike was on Saturday. Friday night, and this was a big night out for them. And I genuinely felt and still feel so humbled is a weird word that I thought I'd never use in context, because I was like, my God, like the only reason that they were at the Cocoa Club was because they heard of it through this podcast. And it's great. So I was so happy to talk to them afterwards, and we had a great old chat. And I wish them well, and thank you for coming up and coming to the show, and thank you for listening to my podcast. I really appreciate it. I'm feeling great. Spiritually, particularly, guys. I'm doing the saunas. I'm fucking having a sauna every day. I've been talking about saunas there recently, and today's the first day I haven't had a sauna in about 7 or 8 days in a row. And I'm going back tomorrow now again. I just took today off, and I'm trying to get into the sauna at a time where I know it's going to be quiet. There might be one person in there, there might be two people in there, and occasionally there's nobody in there. And when there's nobody in there, it's fucking amazing. But I get in there and I have my cold shower, I go inside and I just do my affirmations. And I do them out loud if there's nobody there, but I do them in my head if there's people there. I try not to talk, just do my affirmations. And I'm inside in that sauna, sweating at high temperatures, you know, physically fatigued. My heart is thumping, my body is excreting sweat. And I'm training my mind to focus on positive things, and it's helping my mental health and it's helping my physical health, and it's just proving to me that fucking spirituality, you know, the law of attraction, you know, the power of prayer or the power of good intentions is alive and well, and it's a superpower that anybody can tap into with regular practice. And and it's so easy to fall out of it. And I've been in a funk the last maybe not last week now, but the last maybe 4 or 5 weeks. I'm just in a funk, but trudging through it nonetheless. And since I've been in this kind of a vibe, like little things have started to happen. For example, I haven't drank any alcohol in nearly 2 weeks now. I'm not saying that I drank a lot of alcohol, but I'd go out for a few pints during the week. You know, on a Tuesday, I might go out and have 4 pints. And then, you know, I'm dealing with that then on the Wednesday and the Thursday. And often a great way of dealing with it is to go for another few pints the next night. And then another few pints the next night. And, you know, before you know it, you're having, you know, you're going out 2 or 3 nights a week. You're having just a few pints after a gig. I'd come home from Cork. I might come into Killavullen at about 11 o'clock. I'd say, fuck it. Sure, I'd only be able to have 2, but I might squeeze in 3, you know. And so that's kind of left the party. You know, I'm working really hard on my stand-up, working on a new bit, a very, very new 10 minutes that I only debuted this week, and I'm excited about it. But I've done it 3 times now, and I feel that it's going to be a big laugh earner when it's finished. But I just got to get it going now, and I'm excited for that. And I don't know, would that have happened? Sometimes I think alcohol can cloud your creativity. But anyway, sauna's great. I'm playing PlayStation. Oh, the PlayStation is life for me when I get home. Just trying to get up the league. I just love when there's a challenge in front of me, and I'm playing online, trying to, you know, get up the divisions. And it's just it's a great meditation for me to calm my mind. But playing loads of hurling with Hunter, my small fella. He's mad for the hurling. And it's great. It's absolutely fantastic. He comes in, he brings in his helmet and his small hurley. We go hurling. And I put on the helmet on him, and has his hurley, and I have the little slitter, and I'm hitting it over, and I'm like, whip. And he's like, whip. It's cute. I'll tell you what's not cute, though, is the car journey to school. Like, I mean, for the last couple of years, I was just taking Harvey to school, the Hardmeister General, to school in the morning. And I started doing affirmations with him, because when he's my age, I want him to feel good about himself, you know, and not have, have his early life influenced with negativity, and just have, good, so the affirmations that we do are: I am happy, I am healthy, I'm hilarious, I am kind. That's the first one. So he says, for the last couple of years, that's what he says going to school with me. I say it first, then he'll follow. I always try and make it fun. I am happy, I am healthy, I'm hilarious, I am kind. And then we move on to the next one, which is: everything's working out perfectly for me. Everything's working out perfect. And you know I love that one because I use it myself. I have a song for it, and Harvey has his own kind of song for it now. My song is everything's working out perfectly for me, everything's working out perfect, oh, everything's working out perfectly for me, everything's working out perfect, everything's working out perfectly for me, everything's working out perfect, oh, everything's working out perfectly for me, everything's working out perfect. Whereas his is kind of like, yo, everything is working out perfectly for me, everything is working out perfect. He kind of has a little bit of a rap going on, and yeah, it's cool. It's super cool. And then we finish up with, and this is one that Noelle said that she'd love to implement, and it's a new one, and I always say to him, like, oh, I don't know if you'll be able to do this now, it's really for 6-year-olds. And once he hears it's for 6-year-olds, and he's only 5, nearly 6, he's like, I can do it, Dad. I can do it. He's got a full-blown American accent. I can do it, Dad. I can do anything. And the last one is, I am loved. I am loved. So the idea behind this is going to school in the morning. Now, I will say, this doesn't happen every single morning, but it does happen, 2-3 mornings a week, every week that we're going to school. We'd be going along, we'd be saying all these, having the crack, and it's great, and the reason I kind of want that is because I remember, like, through no fault of my parents, definitely through no fault, like, but it was just that wasn't the way it was in the 80s and the 90s, it was just, I just think life was a little bit more challenging for parents, and it was just, like, I just ended up with I have a negative mindset, and I think it's the curse of the comedian as well. Like, all comedians, they have to have a kind of there's to be we have to be a bit bitchy and moany and fucking complainy and glass half full, and I think that's the 1980s in Ireland, like, that's why me and all my friends are all fucking like that, and like, I give you a good example. Like, my dad works 6 days a week because he had to work 6. He had to do that to pay off big mortgages when interest rates were high, to feed like a very young family. Like, there's 5 of me. There's me and my 4 sisters, and then we took in Niamh as well when she was about 4, and so there was a flake of us there. So you had to work, and he was out a lot, and he loved hurling. Hurling is what he loved the most, and what he loves the most. He still loves hurling. My dad is alive and well, and anything to do with hurling, you could grab his attention with. You could sit down, you could have a conversation with him about hurling. You could talk to him about, like, I went to boarding school, and I went to Coleman's, which was a big hurling boarding school, and it was all that we would talk about. He'd ask me about, who's on the under 14.5 team, who's playing Dean Ryan, who's playing Harty, and I genuinely wanted to, I was a very bang average hurler, right? But I loved it. But for my club underage, I would have been, in the top 5 or 6 anyway, maybe. Some might say 10. But I would have always felt I would have been in the top echelons of my level. But when I went to Coleman's, when I went to St. Coleman's, it was different gravy. Like, you were talking about, like, players that were absolutely, that went on to represent Cork, in hurling and in football, and play at a very high level, senior, and for divisional sides and stuff like that. And I was nowhere near that level at all, nowhere near it. But I still really wanted to try. And I remember myself and another guy, a good friend of mine at the time, decided that we would go, and we would go training for Harty hurling. And when we were in Leaving Cert, because we were both fucking deluded, and I remember being togged off and running out to training, and the trainer, whose name was Tootsie, he was a priest. Tootsie, drive. He was a priest, and all he was interested in was God and hurling. And if you didn't like God or hurling, you were like just absolutely nothing to him, you know. I remember in first year, I think we had him for maths in first year, and in our first class, he went through every single person in the class. He was like, "How are you doing? Okay, what's your name?" Can O'Sullivan. Okay, and where are you from, Can? Ballyclaw. Right, okay. And do you play hurling? Yeah. What position do you play? Midfield. He was writing this down. And then he'd move on to the next person. And if you didn't play hurling or football, he just wouldn't ask you any questions and keep going. Obsessed. But anyway, I went out to go training, and shocking. But I spotted that there was no sub goalkeeper, and I said to Tootsie after the first training session, you know, that could I try out for goals, and he just looked at me like I had fucking two heads, and he was like, "Yeah, you can try out for goals, yeah, no bother." And I went home that weekend and I asked my old man, would he take me for a few shots? I was about maybe 17 now at the time, 16 or 17. I might have been in fourth year, I'm not sure. And he was like, "Yeah, no bother, I'll take you for a few shots. I'll take a few shots there on Sunday, take you out the back for a few pucks." And that night, himself and Mam went out on a fucking bender for some reason, some party or whatever, and Dad was absolutely dying the next day, like dying altogether. And when he got up anyway, like I was there fucking mad to go out the back. I'm dreaming of, like, you know, this is the way that me and my dad are going to bond now. He's going to fucking train me to be a great hurler, great goalkeeper, and then, you know, I'll make sub goalkeeper, and who knows, the goalkeeper that's the first team goalkeeper gets injured for the Harty Cup final, and I'm the sub goalkeeper, and I'm in goals for the Harty Cup final, and who knows, for some reason I just keep a clean sheet, and my puck outs are amazing, and the Cork minor manager happens to be at the match, and they're looking for a sub goalie. He comes up and he says, "Cornelius, do you want to be the sub goalkeeper for the Cork minors?" And I'm like, "I do." And my dad's chest explodes with love. And then the next thing, the Cork minor goalkeeper comes down with some sort of a food poisoning thing the night before. Nobody really got to the bottom of it. I didn't have an alibi, but like at the same time, do you really need an alibi if you're just at home in bed? Like, you know, their word against mine. Anyway, and I get to play, and the next thing, fucking I win an All-Ireland, you know? Like, that's where my mind went, you know? So we were out the back anyway, and he was dying now, and I had the goal set up. We had about 2 or 3 slitters, and he was whacking them left and right, and fucking high and low and hard, and fucking spinning, and, you know, and goal after goal after goal after goal after goal after goal. I was absolutely shit altogether. 1 second there till I take a drink of this. Oh, when I think back, I kind of cringe, you know. And he was talking about his 10th or 11th shot anyway. He was just about to hit it, and he said, "Do you know what, Connie? I'd say you won't make that team at all." And he goes, "There's no point." And he went inside. And I never forget it. It actually, I'm laughing at it now, but it really got to me for years afterwards. I was often thinking about it, but I've made peace with it now, and it was the drink. It was the drink, because my dad's not like that at all. Like, you know, and if he knew that was the story, he'd be martyr. But so that's the crack. Like, that's why I'm doing these affirmations with the boys, you know, in the car. And the last couple of years I've got Harvey fucking tuned in perfectly, like, but the only problem is this year now, Hunter has got school, and Hunter is exactly like I was when I was 3, a complete and utter bollocks. A complete and utter fucking scut. Like, all he wants to do is be first. All he wants to do is get into the car before Harvey, get into the better seat. If Harvey's singing a song, he'll want to sing the song. If he's singing a song, he'll tell Harvey to shut up and listen. if they're playing a game inside, he has to win. He's a winner. He wants to be a winner, and he doesn't care who gets in his way. So for the last couple of months, I'm trying to tune him into the affirmations, right? But the kid is 3. He's not he's able to talk, but he's not. It's not like his speech isn't perfect yet. It really isn't perfect, and he's got a kind of his F's are B's. So like if he's saying, if I farted, he'd go, "Daddy make a Bart," "Daddy make a Bart," which we all think is hilarious. But his speech is decent. But when you're trying to do affirmations, they're kind of worthy. Like, everything's working out perfectly for me is a sentence that, just try and say it there now. You're listening to this. Try and say that sentence quickly, right? Everything's working out perfectly for me. Everything's working out perfect. Everything's working out perfectly for me. Everything's working out perfect. That's the affirmation, right? That's a difficult sentence to say. So when you're 3, it's even more difficult, especially if you've got a little bit of a speech impediment. And he's like, everything me. That's the way it kind of comes out. It's getting better and better as the days go by. So I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm loved. I am loved. I am loved. I am loved. Loved. Can't do V's either. V's or B's. I am loved. So we were on the way to school there the other day, and he's like, I was like, okay, let's do the affirmations, Hunter. You start off there. And Hunter's like, everything about my popularity to me, I love it. I loved. And I was like, oh, very good, very good, very good. Okay, Harvey, you go next now. So, and Harvey's like really tuned in, feeling spiritual in the morning, gets into the zone with me, and he's like, I am happy, I am healthy. Oh yeah, he's got an American accent. I am happy, I am healthy, I'm hilarious. And the brother comes in on top of him. And the 2 boys are at loggerheads then. And I'm just like roaring at them to fucking shut up. Jesus Christ almighty. Come on, it's Harvey's go. You got to give him a chance, Hunter. And then Harvey threw something at Hunter and just nearly hit his eye. And so then I had to give out to him. And then I'm giving out to the 2 of them on the drive over. And then I'm like, Jesus Christ almighty, would you just fucking shut up? Let's listen now. Everything's working out perfectly. And the irony just wasn't lost. Really wasn't lost on me. But that's what I'm trying to do. And I don't know if it's gonna fucking, I don't know. You think you're doing good parenting, right? But it turns out then years later that they could be saying, yeah, my dad was so weird. Every morning on the way to school, he made me say everything's working out perfectly for me, and it wasn't. I had to have porridge for my breakfast while all my friends are having crunchy nut cornflakes. I mean, come on, Dad. If that's not abuse, what is? You just don't know. Parents are always making mistakes. We're always fucking up. But I just think if you're trying, then I think you get a pass. And I think my parents tried, and they get a pass. And I think my mam's parents tried, and they get a pass. And I think my dad's parents tried, and they get a pass. And that's as far as I know. So I come from fucking a line of people who tried in their own way, and all failed. But we all get a pass, because we're fucking trying. And I look back, I with Dylan's 23 now, and there were times in Dylan's life where I didn't try. I didn't try at all, and I was a bad, lazy father, and it genuinely fills me with regret and with sadness. And even though me and Dylan are very, very tight, we go for the saunas together. We're in the saunas all the time. And I was at one of his games today. I'll talk about that later. But I think trying helps your mental state as well when you're trying. And I think it's when you stop trying, when you stop making an effort. I think that's where the pain starts, But everything is working out perfectly for me, I have to say. Everything is going so great for me lately. I was in the Everyman again this week. Last week I was there with Laura Manny, And that was just an amazing gig. Like, just one of the fucking best gigs I've ever done in my life. Supposed to do a podcast with her this week, and the times didn't fucking hook up for either of us. So, as usual, it's on the back burner now again. And, but like, her gig was just sensational. It was one of the most happy, joyful experiences I ever had on stage. And then I got asked to open for another brilliant comedian, Julie J, in the Everyman on Thursday last. She's got a show called Oops, This Is Toxic, and it is a very, very, very good show, and it makes for uncomfortable listening or watching at stages, as she outlines how the noughties and the noughties in particular, the late 90s, how the world was so misogynistic, and you just didn't even realize it at the time. And yeah, it was like fucking totally emotional as well. I was like, brought to tears even during it, and then extremely funny at the same time. Two totally different shows, Laura's and hers, two totally different shows, but two fucking amazing shows by two amazing, I have to say now, two amazing comedians, really, really special comedians. And joyful, and such honour to be asked to open for them. And I felt I did great on both shows. And yeah, it's a dream of mine to actually do my own show there. And it's going into an affirmation. It's an affirmation that I have it in my vision board, that I'm in the Everyman doing my own solo show, sold out. 600 people squashed into the room and sold out, and me smashing it, and everyone having a wonderful, amazing, uplifting, spirit lifting time. So that's going to happen. I don't know how, I don't know when, but it's going to happen. And when I was in the Everyman as well, I met the artistic director in there. She's seen me perform a couple of times, and I've been chatting to her, and there's nothing set in stone, but like, I feel I'm close to that. I feel I'm close to that, and that's going to be great. And then Coco on Friday and Saturday this week was amazing. The new podcast, 3 by the Lee, is itching to come out. And what I will say as well about this particular podcast, lads, is back in the charts again this week. So I just want to say thank you to all my beautiful, long-lasting listeners. My numbers are solid. I love you. You're fucking cool. You're so cool. And like, even there now, fucking Liam coming up, chatting to me before the show the last time. I just got feel the good vibes from him. And just loving and loves the episodes with Noel. Sure, why wouldn't he? Sure, Noel's fucking amazing, And it's just great to hear that and to get that feedback. And face to face is amazing. But if you can't do it face to face, guys, do you know what I mean? Go on, rate, review, and subscribe. I don't mind, Anyway, trending topics with Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan. I'm running late now this week for some reason. I'm fucking. This segment is usually a lot earlier in the show, but I've been waffling on there now for the last 26 or 27 minutes. But hashtag Ronaldo. Ronaldo is trending. For those of you who have any interest in football, I know why it's trending. Ronaldo is not getting his game at Man United at the moment, and there's a big massive debate. Should he be getting his game? He scores one every 2 games. And but does he do enough for the team? Are the team better with him in it or with him out it? And the debate is, he's like a world-class striker. He should be in there. You make the team work around him. But he's 37. Can he do this? Can he do that? It's a stupid debate. It's a stupid debate. It's just down, football is down to personalities. Ten Hag, the Man United manager, has made his mind up that Ronaldo's not for him. He's trying to get him out the door. It's as simple as that. It's not a question of whether Ronaldo can score. It's a question of Ten Hag not wanting him. But I'm pretty sure that's what that is trending. Hashtag Johnson was trending. Do you know this is Liz Trust or Liz fucking Truss or Liz Truss resigned during the week, right? She was like 44 days in office. Like, England is a shit show, lads, at the moment. Like, just look at their government. I mean, if you genuinely think that England is a democracy, right, look at how aristocratic the government are in England, and how little they really give a fuck about the people on the ground. And it's never more evident than Liz Truss is out the door and your man, fucking Boris Johnson, who's just had to fucking leave in disgrace for what was it, maybe 2.5 months ago, just before the Queen died, and he's in contention for the fucking job. But he's not even out of the job 3 months. It's like what's it like? It's like it's like breaking up with your toxic fucking girlfriend, right? Or your toxic boyfriend. Breaking up, getting away from him, and then like 2 months later, you're like, fuck it, I haven't had a ride in ages. Fucking Bojo's looking. Fuck it, he's like, it's a ride, like, do you know what I mean? Oh, like, if he gets in, I swear to God, this is a video game that we're all in, and this is just a load of bollocks if he gets in. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Taylor Swift. I don't know much about this Taylor Swift, but I know my sister really likes her, and I like kind of in a kind of a deep fan way, But the only thing I do know about her is Kanye West fucking dissed her one time, and I think he was well out of order. And I'm fairly sure she writes all her own songs, and she plays, writes the music and the lyrics, not just the lyrics, And yeah, that's all I know. But she's trending anyway. I don't know what she's trending for. Maybe she's got a new song out. She probably has a new song out. I should listen to that song. Look, I'll listen to the new Taylor Swift song, and I'll come back next week and I'll tell you all about it. But I'll be more of a Pink fan. Did I tell you I'm going to Pink? Going to Pink. Myself and the Queen are going to Pink. She's a massive Pink fan, Noelle. And we're going to Sunderland. I did. I told you about that. But yeah, so today, Sunday. Today was a deep stress day, guys. Our youngest Hunter's, he's hard work at the moment. He's just really cross and hard to manage and disobedient and stuff like that. Very like me. And Noelle was out with her friends last night, so she was out late. So she was delicate. Let's just say she was delicate today. And Dylan was playing a match back in Bantier, so we all went back to the match. And then we went for a happy meal for the boys, and myself and Noelle obviously got a munch as well. I got the McPlant meal. Do you know the McDonald's McPlant meal? I swear to God, I would give it maybe 2 out of 10. It's just pure fucking shit. Like, I know burgers are made from. I'm a vegetarian, if you don't know, guys. I don't eat meat, but and McDonald's meat is fucking probably shit anyway. But I'd say nutritionally, the burger I had inside there is no more nutritious than the fucking shitty meat patties that they have in there as well. Pure garbage and yuck. But I ate the whole thing down, and chips. And fucking Noelle got me some of these cheese things that were it was just like eating melted rubber is what it was like. And then I had to dip it into some kind of chive sauce, which was almost like, butter when it's hard. I would give it a 1 out of 10 McDonald's in Mallow, and it was fucking 4 o'clock on a Sunday as well. Mental. After Dylan's match, they lost 3-0. But yeah, that was the crack. That was today. So what I'm going to do now this evening, guys, what I'm going to do right now is I was talking to you at the start of the episode about a new bit of comedy that I'm writing. and how I started performing it this week. So I'm going to play my set from the Go Club for you on Friday night. Or was it Thursday night? I can't remember. Yeah, enjoy.
Everything's working out perfectly for me. Everything's working out perfect. Everything's working out perfectly for me. Everything's working out perfect. Everything's working out perfect for me. Everything's working out perfect. Yeah. Affirmations. Anyone here believe in affirmations? Anyone here know what affirmations are? This girl, you like your affirmations? Do you have any particular affirmations?
No, I don't listen to YouTube affirmations.
You just listen to the YouTube. They're pretty good, yeah. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm hilarious, whatever, yeah. I can do anything. I'm a powerful 6-foot man. I've got small fellas, small kids, 2 small kids, and I'm trying to like make them feel good about themselves as kids, so that when they're my age, they don't want to kill themselves. You know, it's a big fucking response, so everything's working out perfectly for me. And the lads talking about hurling, right? And when I was growing up in the 1980s, right, and the 1990s, my dad loved hurling so much. Like, we used to sing in our kitchen, eyes of blue, 6'2", Jimmy Bunny Muffy, we love you, we love you, we love you, we do, all the time, right? And so I wanted to impress my dad and become a hurler and be a hurler, you know? And I went to boarding school, and when I was doing my leaving cert in boarding school, there was a big competition called the Harty Cup. Anyone here ever hear of the Harty Cup? It's a big fucking competition, and if you could get on the Harty Cup team or on the Harty Cup panel, Jesus Christ, I think my dad might love me. You know? And I remember I went out for training and I couldn't get on it. I wasn't good enough, you know. I wasn't, and I was trying so fucking hard, really hard, right? But I couldn't get on the team. But then they put me in goals, you know, for one of the training sessions, and that really is like, you know, you're shit if you're running goals, like, do you know what I mean? And no disrespect to any goalies in here, but you're absolute shit if you're in goals, right? So I said I'd go on goals, but I'd never played in goals. So I remember I said to my dad on Saturday evening, I said, Dad, is there any chance you take me out for a few shots tomorrow, a few pucks tomorrow, you know? I'm trying to make the hurling team in Coleman's, and my mum and dad used to go out every Saturday night. That was the vibe in the 90s and 80s. They just go out and get locked. Right, and it was great. You know, and I remember he was like, yeah, no bother, yeah, I'll take you out for a few shots. And the next morning, I remember, like, I didn't sleep a week. I was like, my dad's going to take me out for a shot. He's going to train me up to be a goalkeeper. I'm going to play in goals for Coleman's. He's going to see it. He's going to love me. That's my plan, right? And so the next morning, anyway, 9 o'clock, I was up, all the gear on, right? And Dad's sound asleep inside in the bed. Like, sure, you can get home till about 3:30, like, you know. Mum was home at midnight. Yeah. Where were you, Dad? Waited. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, nothing at all. And my mother was kind of getting a bit ticked now as well, because it was a Sunday, like, you know. He only had the one day off, the Sunday. Midday, he's still in fucking bed. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, he emerges out anyway, like, fucking dying, like, into the kitchen. And I said, Dad, are you ready to take me outside for a few shots, Dad? And he was like, oh, fuck, no, but I'm fucked. And then my mum kind of, like, she kind of caught his eye, and he was like, come on, son, come on. Like, the goals set up and everything, and I was in goals, like, fucking with my hurley. I was shit now, lads, honestly, I was so bad, like, you know. But he didn't fucking care, right? He put about 10 goals past me. Fucking 9, 10, 11 goals past me, like, and I was like, fuck, man. Just hitting it back out to him. And then about on the 12th shot, he was about to hit it, and he just went, "Do you know what, Connie? I'd say you won't make it." He just stopped the hurley and went in, you know. Everything's working out perfectly for me. Everything's working out perfect. So that stayed with me all the way through my life, right? And I always said if I ever had kids, I was going to fucking, fill them with confidence from an early age, you know. And I have a small 5-year-old and I have a 3-year-old. And last year, we'd be going off to school, me and my 5-year-old, I'd be taking him off, and he's an autistic kid, right? So he's just the sweetest child you'll ever meet. Everything is amazing to him. So if I teach him anything, or if I tell him anything, he completely believes it. Kids believe their parents, I was like, "You can do anything, Harvey. You can do anything. Say it. I can do anything. I can do anything. Go on, everything's working out perfect." And he has them all off. Everything's working out perfectly for me. Everything's working out perfect. Everything's working out perfectly for me. Everything's working out perfect. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I'm hilarious. I'm kind. I am loved. They're the affirmations I put into him every morning, right? Okay? And he's beautiful, right? But I have a 3-year-old who's a fucking bollocks. He's exactly the way I was, right? So he's now coming to school with us because he started play school. So we're heading off into school anyway this morning, right? And I'm like, "Okay, guys, let's start. Harvey, why don't you do the affirmations first?" "Okay, Dad, everything's working, but Hunter wants to go first, And so he's like, "Everything bucket to I love." And then Harvey try and go again. And he had one of the transformers in his hand, a little transformer. And then Harvey started going, "Shut up, Hunter! Shut up, Hunter!" And he hit him in the side of the head. And then I was driving and I was like, "For fuck's sake! Will you shut up? Jesus fucking Christ! Now repeat after me!" Everything's working out perfect. Everything's working out perfect. I didn't fucking time it at all, Dan. 7 minutes. Okay, I wanted to talk about weed as well, but you're all drinking, great. Isn't it great being able to fucking just kind of, do it, to be able to just listen, you can just go downstairs and you can just go, "I am a druggie, but my drug is alcohol. Can I have some of that there, please?" And the bar person will just go, "Yeah, no bother, you can have it, yeah." "What's the percentage?" 4% in a beer. What is that? What are you drinking, you mad fuckers?
It's whiskey.
Whiskey, yeah. Well, that's about 30 or 40%. No bother. No, you'll be fucking dying now tomorrow, the two of you cunts. Yeah. You will, Whereas, I'm more of a... cheese kind of guy, do you know what I mean? Yeah, a couple of cheese heads in here, yeah. And, if there's anyone from the guards in here now, right, lads, I want to fucking confess to a crime, okay? I'm going to confess here, I don't give a shit. Last Sunday, right, after me and my queen got our fucking rugrats on to bed, okay, I went downstairs and I smoked a joint and I fucking liked it. If getting stoned is fucking coming out of your body and feeling like a unicorn for a couple of hours, if getting stoned is feeling all your hopes and dreams are achievable, if getting stoned is just fucking loving everything on the planet at the same time, I was off my fucking trolley. I'd say I had about 3 or 4, I'd be the mad night. She was drinking the wine, right? I had a joint, and I think I had 3 or 4 naps, good fucking naps, And the next day I was grand, and my wife was absolutely fucked, and my young fella wanted to go playing hurling with her, but she was too fucking sick.